is Kathryn Flynn, and I'm a part of Epic Church Leadership Institute. And we came to the question of the gospel call and kind of what that came about with us and how I felt and everything. And for me personally, I grew up always in church. For the most part, my entire family was always in church. And I even went to a Church of Christ school, so it was something that I was always hearing and I was always affected by. And at the age of 6, I believed to be saved and baptized. And quite honestly, it's an experience that I don't really remember to this day. Um, I absolutely believe that it had an effect on my life, and it definitely did something for me. But up until this past year at Epic Church, when I heard the gospel call for the millionth time in my life and responded in a way that I've felt a different way that I've never felt before. Up until that point, my life was always a struggle. There was always something missing. There was always something that just never felt right. I always had such a hard time getting to the place that I knew I wanted to be at. And finally, a year ago, whenever I was at Epic, and we had an altar call, I can remember standing there, and I literally waited till the very last minute because the whole time my heart was pounding, and I knew something was different. God was drawing me in and telling me that this was my time. And I clenched the seat in front of me until I think pretty much the very last minute. And I went up and I prayed with one of the pastors, and it was a super sweet experience. But it was something different than what happened when I was 6 years old, because this time it was something that I was able to, I understood it differently. It meant something different to me, and it was something that God had been working out in my life for a very long time. And even though I thought I had it figured out, and I thought that I was saved, and I thought that I was doing all the right things as a Christian, God revealed to me that in reality, all the things that I had walked through, and though I had been doing good deeds and I had been doing all the right things, it wasn't necessarily what He had for me. So for me personally, that gospel call was so different, and it was so special because it wasn't me and my organized self saying, okay, it's time, I'm ready, I'm doing all the right things, so I need to check this box off and go about my day and be able to do all the right things again. But it was truly a difference for me because it was, okay, I'm completely surrendering my life to you. I am completely giving everything to you. I am completely trusting you with every single part of my life. And it has nothing to do with what I can do or what I try to do or anything like that, which is what I had been doing for all the past years. But it was everything about just trusting God and believing that He can do everything for me. So the Holy Spirit was definitely working something in my life. He had prepared me for that place. He had gotten me to that place of just surrounding me with great friends and great family, to where I got to that place of, okay, something's not right. And it helped me realize that my life that I was living it for myself and to make myself look good rather than to glorify God in everything that I did. So for me, that experience was so sweet and so precious. And honestly, the effect that it's had on my life since then has been absolutely phenomenal, because since then I've been able to overcome all of these things in my life that I've been struggling with, that I thought that I never could overcome. I thought that I would always carry around for the rest of my life, that I would always struggle with, because I couldn't do it in myself, but I was trying to do it in myself. But since the gospel call, and since finally answering and not just finally giving in and just trusting God, I've been able to overcome these things through Christ, not through myself. And it's affected my life in ways that I never thought that I could have. And so it's been such a blessing, and it's been an incredible journey. And I feel like I hear this all the time, but it's so true. The more I study the Word, the more I realize, the less that I know. Um, but it's so exciting, and it's such a fun journey to be on, and it's an experience that I'll never forget.